Traditional finance often operates on a very primal neurological axis, the fear of loss and the dopamine-fueled desire for reward. But our brains are wired for something far more sophisticated and powerful than that: connection. Welcome to Thrive with Tima. I'm your host, Tima. We've taken an incredible journey together in the previous episodes. We've decoded the neuroscience of financial anxiety, scarcity, and the gender investment gap. We've learned how to become the architects of our mind, but for what purpose? Today, we answer that question. Today, we connect our personal power to our collective purpose. We will explore a revolutionary idea: empathetic investing. We'll uncover the specific neural circuits that allow us to care about others and show how we can leverage that innate biology to turn our financial resources, no matter how small, into a powerful force for global gender equality. This is where finance and neuroscience meet activism. Scientists have discovered a remarkable class of brain cells called mirror neurons. These cells fire not only when we perform an action, but also when we simply watch someone else perform the same action. When you see someone smile, your mirror neurons for smiling fire, allowing you to experience a shadow of that joy. When you see someone in pain, they fire again, forming the literal neural basis of empathy. They dissolve the hard line between me and you. This capacity for empathy is further supported by our brain's social circuitry, including regions like the temporoparietal junction, which helps us understand others' beliefs and perspectives. When we engage in prosocial behaviors, acts of generosity and trust, our brains release the neurochemical oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone, which reinforces these behaviors and makes us feel good about cooperating. What does this have to do with finance? Well, everything. It means we are biologically wired to care about the impact of our actions on others. An economic model that ignores this is ignoring a fundamental part of our humanity. An empathetic investor chooses to activate this powerful neural circuitry. Empathetic investing is not charity. It is a strategic choice to allocate capital in a way that generates both financial returns and positive social outcomes. The most powerful manifestation of this today is gender lens investing. Gender lens investing is the practice of investing in companies that promote gender equality or in enterprises that create better outcomes for women and girls. It's the direct practical application of our brain's empathetic capacity. You're using your mirror neurons to see the world from another woman's perspective and using your prefrontal cortex to make a strategic decision based on this insight. This isn't a niche pursuit. This is a multi-trillion-dollar movement, and you can be a part of it. You can invest in public funds and ETFs that screen for companies with women in leadership and on their boards, and which have strong equal pay policies. You can use your capital to support ventures that provide girls with education, fund female-led startups, or build supply chains that empower women artisans. You can bank with financial institutions that invest in the local women-owned businesses. Every time you do this, you're telling the world that equality is not just a moral imperative, but a financial one. You're firing and wiring the neural pathways for a new kind of economy. I know what some of you might be thinking. Well, this is great, but I don't have thousands of dollars to invest. This is the most important point. Your power is not defined by the number of zeros in your bank account. The principle of empathetic investment applies at every scale. Supporting a local female-owned business is an empathetic investment. Using a crowdfunding platform to contribute $20 to a women's startup in another country is a direct investment in the movement. And let's talk about the most direct investment of all: funding the movement itself, donating to organizations that are on the front lines fighting for gender equality, sexual and reproductive health and rights, and economic justice. The very issues at the heart of the Women Deliver mission is not a handout. It is one of the highest impact investments you can possibly make. You're funding the infrastructure of change. You're investing in the advocates, the researchers, and the community leaders who are building a more equitable world for all of us. This brings us to the end of this episode. In the last 5 episodes of Thrive with Tima, we started by looking inward at the intricate wiring of our own minds. We learned that we are not defined by our anxieties or our circumstances. We discovered that we have the power through the science of neuroplasticity to become the architects of our own minds. But the purpose of building that internal strength, that internal abundance, was never just for us alone. It is to turn that power outward. It is to see that every financial decision we make, from where we buy our coffee to where we invest our savings, is a vote for the world we want to live in. By activating the deeply human biological capacity for empathy, we can transform finance from a source of anxiety and exclusion into an engine of justice and connection. This is how we thrive, not just as individuals, but as a global community. Thanks for joining me on Thrive with Tima. Now let's go out and build that world together. Love you, mean it. Tima.